Hi, I'm Kelly, and this is Kelly's Wordy Reactions. So, the man that you are looking at on the screen, if you don't already know, is Albie Sure. Albie Sure is also Albert Joseph Brown III. I just found that out. He is an American singer, songwriter, record producer, radio host, and former record executive. He was born in Boston and raised in Mount Vernon, New York. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, Brown was one of New Jack Swing's most popular performers. Now, the reason I'm talking about him right now is because he did an interview. And let me go ahead and bring this interview up.
Our next guest was a New Jack Swing superstar in the 80s. Now, Al B. Sure is using his second chance at life to fight for health equity.
After surviving a coma and liver transplant, he's an advocate pushing for real healthcare change. He's also exposing shocking truths about the music industry and recording artist Diddy in his upcoming tell-all, Do You Believe Me Now? It comes out this fall. Al B. Sure, though, is joining us this morning. Good to see you.
So good to see you.
You look good. You feeling good?
I am so blessed. We woke up this morning. We don't call it a comeback like LL says, right? Mm-hmm. This is updating my software. And I'm truly grateful to be here. And Roseanne.
Al, the last time you were here, you could barely walk up the step to sit down. Barely.
You were my first interview with Cristal, right?
Yes.
When I was released from the hospital, and it was just, what an amazing journey it's been. You know, I figured, look, when you get lemons, make Arnold Palmer.
So what are you doing now? How are you getting the work?
You know, it's been an amazing journey. I get the call from my co-founder, Ms. Rachel Nordlinger. We started the Health Equity and Transplantation Coalition, and we are advocating in Congress, fighting for equal access to quality health care, really just focused, and my focus, obviously, you know, standing in Congress and speaking in front of Congress, I've made it very clear. I am not here for the politics. I'm not here for the next election. I'm simply here to save lives of transplant patients. So, so there's a focus there. We've had some success in Congress related to having people come across the aisle, because I made that clear. So this is a real life mission. There's no marketing in my life. Roseanne, this is the best time of my life.
You look good.
This is not, there's no hustle, there's no marketing, I'm living my truth, and it's time.
So you were in that.
And he does look good. He looks healthy. He looks alert. You know, he doesn't look frail or anything. So he's had a real good comeback, I would say. So let's carry on.
That coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah.
60.
Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, which we do talk about in the book.
Yes.
With that.
I feel like he's alluding to how probably both, things are going to come out that he knows about in the book, and perhaps even in the Diddy trial. Now, he hasn't said Diddy's name as of yet, so we're still hanging on, but he will. Spoiler alert, he's going to say it. Okay, here we go.
I want to get into
what that process is. But so it's been quite a journey. And as I said, even as it relates to writing the book, I went through almost more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Sex trafficking, really? What's wrong with you? No way, but not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting, I get calls, take it down or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Yes, let's be clear, please.
His trial's about to start. Yeah, yes. They're selecting a jury.
But you were on this train years ago.
Yes, many, many years ago. I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time, and I'm, grabbing Sean like, "What?" And she's in the back going, "Stop," So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's.
I'm gonna stop him real quick, and I'm gonna say, it's one thing to get on social media with these type of allegations and hintings, kind of foreshadowing type stuff. But it's a whole other thing. Like, Albie sure must feel pretty good about what he's saying, and he must feel pretty good about this whole case with Diddy, because he is on like primetime news. He's on some local TV channel, the regular news. So I do think that for him to, be out on the regular news, not on a podcast, not on something that just only hits social media, I do think it's meaningful. And, he really does believe in what he's saying. He has one of Kim Porter's children, his son is Kim Porter's son, who's also Diddy's stepson. And, his son is over there, still, as far as I know, being very supportive of Diddy. So for him to be out here on the regular news channel with this news, I think it speaks to what he actually knows or what he truly believes.
It's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed and that's why I thought it'd be a good idea to finally tell my story. Every network came to me, participating, so and so, but I said, listen, I have no interest in speaking about another man.
But you are in the book.
Yeah, right. But this, I will speak about where our paths cross and what's most relevant, and something I've been trying to say for many, many years. And unfortunately, Roseanne, even with Sean being incarcerated, that's not a celebration. There's no celebration in it.
Let's back up a second, though, because he did say, before he actually named Diddy, he did say that he had been out here contacting law enforcement, trying to be the person telling law enforcement what was going on with Diddy for a long time. Or at least that's the way that it sounded, like he put it, like I had been trying to, alert law enforcement that there's this trafficking going on, that there's things going on that's not right. And then he said, but I was telling them and not realizing that they were a part. They were a part of the problem. They knew about the issue and they were even participating to some extent. Sorry about that. So I think that's worth, not glazing over right there. He said, for all the people that wonder, like, why didn't anybody ever say anything? He's saying, I was saying something. And people were telling me, nah, you got to be kidding. You got to be joking. That couldn't be true. But they were actually all the time participating, either participants or receiving something on the back end, or for whatever reason, they didn't want to take it up. So let's see what else.
First and foremost, there's way too much collateral damage, and in many, many ways. Many people's lives are affected. And in fact, a genre of music that I grew up in is ruined right now.
You're blaming Diddy for that?
I'm blaming this entire industry and the way it's gone. And, there's no one person that's in charge, But this level and this magnitude of a story of detriment, of diabolical, just heinous, whatever's really going on, it's unfortunate.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No,
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So attorneys work something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss it with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I am. And again, there's no, like I said, this is not marketing for me. I'm living this life.
So he says he was subpoenaed. He has not volunteered to come forth and tell what he knows. He was actually subpoenaed. And he does believe that, or he's, what did he say? He's fully willing to testify in the event that they do call him. They do put many, many people on witness lists that they may not ever call, but they do let them know that you have a subpoena to come and testify if we do need you. So he said he was subpoenaed. All right, come on, I'll be sure. And he's more than happy to go and talk about it in court under oath.
And the only reason I wanted to tell the story, Kurt, was very specifically because I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated?
Let's not glaze over that either. He said there was a bounty on my head. So think about that. Like, he's not suggesting that perhaps Diddy did this to him personally or hand to hand, but when there's a bounty on your head and all somebody else has to do is get the job done so that they can collect their fee, I guess some of that could be involved in the reason why he got so deathly ill as well.
It with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure.
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still...
He says that he believes Diddy did something to him to cause him to have multi-organ failure. Let's just make sure that he got a chance to fully say that because I had stopped it.
People affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure.
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. So this is not about a scared thing, it's just time to reveal the truth. I mean, it is what it is. I went through many, many years of scrutiny and being dragged face first on the concrete, being called delusional and things of that nature. When I said sex trafficking and all the things that I said, because my job was not, listen, I don't want to take down your business if that's what you're doing. Just stay out of my backyard. Stay out of what I'm doing. I'm focused. How did we start this, Kurt, from Mount Vernon, writing love songs, to a case, arguably bigger than OJ, in 2025. It doesn't make any sense. We're not supposed to be here. Like I said, there's no celebration in any of this.
Do you feel because you're not supposed to?
Now, I'm not in love with this statement right here. He said, I don't care about what you're doing. Just stay out of my backyard. Let me make sure I heard that right. Because I don't like the way he put that. But, if that's what he's saying, that's what he's saying. But I wish he would have been a bit more integral about it. like that's not right. And that's not right for those people that you're doing this to. And I didn't like seeing that, these type of things take place and happen to people. But let's see what he said. This is him.
Face first on the concrete, being called delusional and things of that nature. When I said sex trafficking and all the things that I said, because my job was not, listen, I don't want to take down your business if that's what you're doing. Just stay out of my backyard. Stay out of what I'm doing.
Okay, I don't want to take down your business if that's what you're doing. Ooh, that's ugly, I'll be sure. I wish he wouldn't have said it like that. He needed a cue card. He needed a better way to say that. He said, because trafficking, could be money could be involved, right? So he said, I don't want to take down your business if that's what you're doing. I just want you to stay out of my backyard. I wish he would have said it different. I wish he would have. Um, yeah, sometimes you just wish people were a little bit more rehearsed. But if this is what he meant, this is what he meant. Like I said, I just wish it would have had a little bit more integrity behind it.
I'm focused. How did we start this, Kirk, from Mount Vernon, writing love songs, to a case, arguably bigger than OJ, in 2025. It doesn't make any sense. We're not supposed to be here. Like I said, there's no celebration in any of this.
Do you feel because you're not supposed to be here, that gives you the freedom to talk now? Because you survived?
Yes, I believe so. Listen, my faith serves me so well. I'm in prayer every single day, multiple times a day, just saying, just let's get this right. And when you think about it, for me, I don't even wish him harm. I don't wish him, I don't want to be here. I would love for us to all be, riding in the sunset. We sold millions of records, affected the culture. We celebrated our genre of music that we came from, hip hop. This is supposed to be a celebration. This shouldn't be a national court case. So there's no anger with me. I don't produce anger, jealousy. That just doesn't come from me.
Listen, I can't wait to read the new memoir. It's called Do You Believe Me Now? It's out September 9th. But in the meantime, if people want to know more about transplants and organ donation, they can go to transplantsforall.com.
Absolutely. And we're doing such amazing work. Live On New York, we're partnering with transplant organizations who are really doing the work on the ground. We have some interesting meetings. It's like, this has been such a godsend as it relates to, this is why I'm not angry at any individual. That's why we're here now. And I'm here to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate properly. And, right now, the industry is corny. We need a reset. So this is the time for the great reset.
Keep turning those lemons into Arnold Palmer.
That's right.
As you like to say. I see you got your Knicks hat on.
Come on now, listen.
Can you afford tickets to those games? They're crazy right now.
Listen, the tickets are crazy, but I kept something in the shoebox. Listen, I'm from the era of Patrick Ewing, John Starks.
The last time they were
Charles
in the finals.
Oakley, right?
Yeah.
The last time they were, so I was on the floor then, and it's been a long time because there was this guy named Michael Jordan in the league.
Yeah.
But listen, these guys are doing their thing. Now imagine taking two in Boston.
Wow.
Do you know I'm from Boston?
Oh,
I was
We're
born
not
in
talking
Kansas.
about that, Albie.
But I grew up in Mount Vernon.
We love you. We're so happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
So good to see you.
All right.
And I'm watching that football. You already know.
I'll be there. Exactly. Stay healthy.
All right.
Let's make sure we cut that off. I'll be sure. Ladies and gentlemen. So, like I said, well, I'm happy. I'm happy that he's able to really get out here and stretch out and tell people what he feels like, they need to know about what happened to him, and also about the way that he had been trying to cry in the wilderness about the situation, and he couldn't get anybody to listen. And what he's saying is that is to a large degree because nobody was coming to help. Nobody, the people that could have come to help were, perhaps being compensated. So to turn a blind eye and close a lip. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you all for joining me. This was good. Like I said, I do wish he would have had a little bit more. I wish he would have. Maybe he should have thought about that. He should have thought about that a little bit more before he said that. But and then it could have had a deeper meaning. Um, Maybe he was talking about as far as the situation kind of bleeding over into him. Maybe he was talking about Kim and his son. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure he'll do some more interviews and we'll get a chance to hear from him a little bit more now that he has come out. So, anyway, well, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you on the next update. This has been sort of a Diddy update, right? All right, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.